will dry you off. Okay. Okay. There you go. You're all dry. Okay? Yes, good job. Eric has just come in from outside and it is damp outside, and so now he is convinced that he is wet. So he is not, to be clear. But in order to make him happy, you must dry him off. So that is what I have just done. I would have had to get up to get the cat towel, so I just dried him off with a Kleenex because I had one sitting here. And it's fine because he's not actually wet. So as long as you sort of pet him with something and then tell him he's dry, he's happy. So he's happy, huh? I know, it's much better. Our cats are so this way. Eric in particular is this way. Hi, bud. Please don't bump my elbow. Please don't bump my elbow. This is very hot. It would be very unpleasant for both of us. Okay, so hi, everybody. It's Tuesday. That's very hot. We're green this week. I remembered to change. Okay. What did you get on me? What is that? I don't want to know. Please don't tell me. Okay, I took notes, but it was like, I don't know, like 15 minutes ago, and now I've probably forgotten everything. So I don't know how this is gonna go, but we'll try. Um, so let's see if I can figure out. Phoebe, you were talking about having to hold your notes out like an old person, and I am definitely getting to the point now where like I need like reading glasses, which is funny because I've always been very nearsighted, but like now I'm like for small print I need reading glasses. I don't have reading glasses, but I need them. Um, Let me see. I have written schedule on here now. I don't remember what I was going to say about it. Um, I think we were just talking about the video schedule and me like making them on time or not, as the case may be. At this point, like I'm not really that concerned about like being on time every, like to the second, um, every single week. Like I know, like we've been doing it for so long at this point. Like there are gonna be times when I'm like not perfectly on time. I'm aware of that. There have been several at this point now. Um, some of them were my fault. Some of them were kind of my fault. Some of them were not my fault. Um, I know. I, um, but like I accept that, but it is still annoying. Um, Let me see. Oh, you mentioned the phrase time blind. I first heard it, I'm pretty sure in the context of ADHD, but yeah, I think it's a very useful um, phrase and very very helpful in my life. I have to say, um, which is I don't know weird because like I've always been the sort of person who's always I'm never late to stuff under normal circumstances. Now I am starting to be late or having a harder time getting um not necessarily getting to appointments because I'm always like there for appointments, but um just like in normal everyday stuff I have a harder time now, but I think that has more to do with just being sicker and having a harder time doing anything. Um so I've never been like a late person normally, and like I don't know, but I definitely have problems with like figuring out where time goes. um, I definitely do not seem to have the same kind of relationship with time that many other people do. So yeah, time blind is a good phrase to know. I think useful phrase, huh? I know. Eric is still on my lap, in case you cannot tell. Um, you were talking about the rain. And yeah, it started to rain, which is good because it wiped all the smoke out of the air. And hi, what? Excuse me, sir. Why are you so bossy? I don't I don't have to pet you every single second. I can stop sometimes. Bossy. Um, yeah, so the rain helped clear the smoke out of the air, and it's good to have the rain because like fire season, like we need as much rain as we can get, basically at this point. Um, you know, it's been very droughty for the last few years in Oregon. So it's good to have rain when we can get the rain. Um, but now everything's cold and wet, and I don't really enjoy that. Um, and particularly the cats are cold and wet, and they make sure that I don't enjoy it. So that's happening. Um, Talking about Nano, I am very excited to like hear about whatever you're doing Nano-wise. I'm really not doing anything Nano-wise. I I have created my project on the Nano website. That is basically the only thing that I have done. I've not really actually done any real nanoing. um, and like I know what you mean when you say like, you know, if it adds value, do it. If it doesn't, like don't stress yourself out about it. I've been doing it long enough at this point that I really am not stressing myself out about anything at this point, anything nano related. Um, but I just feel like weirdly like compelled to like do the thing just out of habit, I think. And then so like I keep running into this situation where like I create the project and go, okay, it's nano time, so I'm nanoing, and then I don't really nano. I just have an empty project that sits there, which is probably what's going to happen this time as well. But I'm really interested in hearing anything about whatever you're doing, like you know how your word count is going, or anything interesting that's going on with your project. I like to hear about other people's projects, so I am very excited for you to share anything you feel like sharing about it. Um, you're talking about still still being able to recite along with the movie even though you haven't seen it in a really long time. Yes. I mean, I have movies that I have not seen in like 20 years, but I saw them so many times before that that they're still like completely in there. And it's it's funny sometimes to like come across one unexpectedly, like, you know, a clip online or something that someone has posted that you sort of run across by accident, and suddenly it's like the whole movie's back in your head again. You know the whole thing. Um, I have a lot of movies, like a weird kind of base of movies that I know extremely well. They're all old, because I have not been really a movie watcher of any note in a long time. Um, Partly I think because like all of my friends who were people that liked to watch movies and really made like an effort to see new movies and stuff are not around anymore, and so like they were the reason that I saw movies because I am not likely to go out and make an effort to watch movies. Um, and so yeah, so I have not seen a new movie in years and years and years and years. um, So yeah, all of the movies I know are very old, and many of them are movies that I have not seen at all in a really long time. But when they pop up, I still know them, just like I saw them yesterday. It's kind of disturbing sometimes, I think. You're talking about your bedding being a mess, and like, yes, part of the reason that I tend to put the blanket across it when I do a video is because I find the pile of bedding behind me to be very distracting on camera. And it's just easiest to just put another blanket over it, especially because the blanket kind of blends into the wall. Um, and that seems very reasonable to me that you have like, you know, two different things there depending on temperature. Like that seems very reasonable and normal. Um, Also, what seems very reasonable and normal is saying like, hold on, I'm gonna make tea." That seems completely fine to me. I I absolutely talk to the screen when you guys are like when I'm watching your videos, like I absolutely talk to the screen. Like that is not unusual. Um, that seems fine. And I want you to know that I am supporting your tea making, even if I can't hear you. I know. Can you just not, please? Speaking of tea, uh, thinking about thinking about the scarf. I had to decipher my notes in my head there. Yeah, the thinking about the scarf issue, and then not ever actually going and getting it. It is still, I still have not opened the closet. I still have a pile of stuff sitting here. I have a big pile of stuff in this whole corner of the room, just off camera, where you conveniently cannot see it, um, because I don't have any shelves or anything in here. This little bookshelf thing right here is the only like shelving in here. There's like one little tiny shelf over by the door, and then this, and that's it. I don't have any like storage space really. And then I have a closet. But the closet does not have any like shelves or anything like that in it. It just has a bar, that's it. Um, and it's not a particularly large closet, so I don't have I don't really have a lot of space to like put stuff, and then I have a lot of stuff that just kind of got set over in that corner because it's out of the way. Um, and then I had to like start. I was gonna reorganize all the stuff that's in the closet, because I had to move a bunch of things around, and so then I just ended up with these piles in the closet. But I need to do something with them. But I have to take everything out of the closet before I can reorganize and put everything back in the closet. So in the meantime, I just have these like piles of things everywhere, and it's very bad. And then I had to put there was a whole extra sort of bunch of stuff that then I didn't have any spot for, that now has gotten set directly in front of the closet door, and I have to move all of that to get to the scarf. So it's just sitting there, and I I think probably eventually I will get to it, but it's probably going to take a while because it's going to be like a big project, because I have to take everything out before I can put it back. If I could do it just like a little bit at a time, it would be okay. But I don't have enough room to do it a little bit at a time because I have to put that stuff somewhere. Um, so it all kind of has to come out and then go back in. And that's what's causing the problem. That's what's causing the holdup. So I seem to have gone through my notes. And I guess I'm done. I the cats have opened the door again, so I need to go close that because everybody is asleep in the house, and I'm trying to not talk too loud, so I hope you can still hear me. Um, yeah, so that's it. This has been almost 14 minutes, so I feel like that's probably long enough. Um, I love you all very much, and I'll see you next week. Don't forget to be awesome.